Greetings everyone. So today I want to talk about two different type of buttons. One that's made by Flic and one that's made by Govee. Now the one I'm having problem with is the one that I'm using right now, which is made by Flic. I've been using Flic for over a year or so far, but now it's giving me a little problem. Now there's two big difference between these two buttons. The Flic button is a little bit more versatile, meaning that you can use it for different types of commands and routines and stuff like that. This one has a one press, a double press, and a hold. Now this Govee button now is mainly made for Govee lights. Now once you connect it to the Govee app, it can control the Govee ropes and lights and every other thing that Govee makes as far as their products. The Flic button, like I say, is a little bit more versatile because once you connect it to the Amazon voice assistant app, then you can use it to make different commands. That's the versatility that's built into it. Now, I've been using this one for a while now, the Flic button, because that's how I used to turn on my lights behind my TV, because I like to have a little ambience light while I'm watching TV. You know, it gives that set that mood kind of feeling when you're watching TV. And I also have some rope lights on the ground that I use to add more ambience if I want to. You know what I mean? Because I might want the room to be a little bit brighter. Sometimes I might want it to be a little dimmer. But then again, sometimes I want to have different color lights and stuff like that. That's the reason why. But even though I have them where I can turn on by voice command, sometimes I just don't want to use voice command because, you know, sometimes the Amazon voice assistant tend to not hear you sometime and you have to keep on repeating over and over. While the button is a little bit easier to just press, activate the lights. But right now I have it set up to just one press, it turns on the TV light. Double press should turn off the TV light. But it also have a hold feature. If you hold the button down for a certain period of time, it can activate a separate command. I don't have that one set up in the routine right now, but I do have that option. But lately, I don't know if it's the button or the hub that's connected to, because the button doesn't work by itself. You have to connect it to the Flic hub. But between the button, the hub, or maybe the Amazon voice assistant app itself, I'm having a little issue. Sometimes you press it, sometimes it works. Sometimes you double press it and sometimes it doesn't work. Or sometimes it doesn't do anything at all. I've tried to reset it, I tried to reconnect it, and sometimes I even check the routine to make sure it's not disabled. But I'm still not getting any result, which is causing a little bit of frustration when you really want something to work. Now, like I said, I can use voice command to do these things. But sometimes I have the TV going and the voice command, voice assistant, I should say, doesn't understand what I'm saying because it's trying to listen to me and the TV at the same time. And, you know, sometimes you end up with a tug of war as far as, can you repeat that? Can you repeat that? And I don't want to keep on doing that when I can just press the button. Plus, when I do my smart home, I like to have different options of controlling things. Not just one thing, all voice command. I like to have switches and buttons and routines and different things to control things because sometimes I don't want a one-way option. That's not the way I like to set up my smart home. So that's the reason why I have this button. But it's time to retire this button because there's too much frustration going on with it. So I've been shopping around. Finally, I realized that Govee made a button. I've never seen it on their website before. So this is a new product that shows up because I know last year I looked for it and it wasn't there. And I've been looking at different options, but I couldn't find anything that suited my needs. So now that I got this in my possession, I got to set it up in the app and I'm going to walk through that setup procedure right now. Okay, so before you start, what you want to do is hold down button 1 for a little bit. Just keep holding it until the light starts flashing. Once that light is blinking, it's telling you that it's ready for pairing purpose. So now you got to switch over to the app and start adding it to the app. So once you get into the Govee app, you want to hit the plus sign. It's going to automatically scan. So now you can see on top, it already found the button. So I can click add and it's going to add that button. So I'm going to name this button bedroom mood button. Click done. And now it's going to do the setup process. So now we're in the operation part of it. So it's telling me I need to press the device button to run the network inspection. So I click that once, and there you go. Now you can see that it says network connection is normal. So I hit done, and now the button is good. So I can set up commands for this stuff right now. So I can hit the plus button, and if, let's go over here, button 1 is pressed, yes, we're going to execute a command. So we're going to say yes. You got instant, you got delayed, and then you got alternative mode. So we're going to say instant. So we're going to go to Chard TV lights. And then what we're going to do is have on and off. So we want it to come on, right? Choose on, click next. Now you can set up other things like the brightness, the color, and all this other stuff. But since I already have it in a certain mode, I'm not going to fool with it, all right? So we're going to click yes. So now bedroom button 1 is pressed, TV light comes on, all right? Then the alternate mode is when you click it, it's going to turn off the lights. So it'll tell you right here, the alternate mode will do the switch opposite. For example, if it turns the switch on, the alternate mode is going to do the opposite, which means it's going to turn the lights off. So make sure you click the alternative mode, all right? Other than that, it's not going to do anything if you press the button again. It's just going to keep on executing that first command, which is to turn the light on. Okay, so now that that command is finished, we're good to go. So now we want to validate the settings. So we'll click next, and we want to do it all the time. Yes, and we're done. Now you have to click the little yellow. So it's all set. Now I want to do the same thing with button 2. So I'm going to click the plus sign again. This time I'm going to say rope, and then I'm going to click the plus again. This time I want when button 2 is pressed. Yes. Then I want to do the execution. I'm going to go down my list. There's my rope light. I'm going to choose that. I want it to come on. Brightness and everything else stay the same. If I need to change the mood, I'll just do it within the app. I don't need to do it right here. Click the check box, and then I want to do the alternate, and then everything, it looks good. Check. I'm good with it. I'm going to click that. And now I have button 1 and button 2 set. And as you can see, I have one for the TV and one for the rope. So in the end, here's what I want to say. This Flic button does work, but depending on what you have it set up for, you might have some intermittent issue. Maybe it's the lights or where it's located, the hub. I'm not sure. I've tried different things. I've moved the hub around. I've tried to reconnect it. Like I said, I've done every little thing I can do with the button, but it's just not reliable. But this, very reliable. Once you connect it into the app, it talks to those lights. Now, unfortunately, this only works with Govee, all right? That's the only thing I've seen it work with. I haven't tried to connect it to any other lights or anything yet, but I might do some experiment. While the Flic button now is very versatile, you can use it to run different routines within the Amazon voice assistant. But if you have Govee lights, I recommend you get the Govee button, because it talks to the light directly and it works perfectly fine. Doesn't matter if you have the bulbs or the rope light or any other lights that Govee sells. Okay, so that's gonna be it for this video. I hope this information was helpful to you, all right? I'm not saying that you cannot use this Flic button for anything. It's just, depending on what you have it set up for, use it, but you're not gonna get the result with the lights that's made by Govee. And I'm not sure if there's some compatibility issue. I'm just saying that this doesn't work with my Govee lights that great when you can just get the button that's made by the same person. Now I'm gonna try to set up some other routine and stuff with this Flic button and see how they work. Probably have some videos coming in the future, depend on how I have it set up for the buttons and what I have them set up for. But in the meantime, that's gonna be it for this video. Any questions, leave it in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.